Despite being asked to leave Niger Republic, French envoy remains. He has stayed beyond the ultimatum given him. Could that be France plans to trigger the military intervention which ECOWAS is dragging their foot about? Could it be that the military junta has no right to expel, but only a democratic government will? Emmanuel Macron, during his foreign policy speech in Paris, confirmed their envoy in Niger is listening despite having been asked to leave by the junta last Friday. Meanwhile, France said their support for the democratically elected ousted President Mohamed Bazoum is still intact and will commend him for being courageous and unwilling to resign, despite the pressures where he and his family were being detained. Macron also commended French Ambassador Sylvain Ait for remaining in the country despite the order last Friday to leave. From all indications, France believes the military junta must give way and it's only a matter of time. It is either they accept the ECOWAS demand or be forced to leave by a military intervention which would be definitely backed by a French air support. That's clear by the body language of one of the world's superpower who appears to survive by milking its former colonies in Africa. Last Sunday, Nigerians trooped out en masse like on the wake of the coup and again demonstrated their support for the military junta in Niamey. To show you once again that France is not yet done in the zone, Mr. Macron, while defending the continuous presence of French military in Niger, said without the intervention of Paris, the country would no longer exist with its existing borders. According to him, Niger's neighbor like Mali, Burkina Faso would have suffered same fate. Clearly, France is talking about her support for almost a decade while the said countries battled Islamic insurgents. So is that to say France has contributed enough in trying to secure that region and wouldn't just leave like that? Meanwhile, it's a common feeling that France has taken much greater than its contribution to those countries. That's also to say that their major reason for being around is because of what they will get and not just to offer help. With France military personnel numbering about 5,500 in those countries, opponents are seeing it as a modern form of colonialism. Others noted that despite the presence of French troops, the Islamic jihadists are still having a field day in the region. While this continues, the military men of Mali, Burkina Faso, and far more recently Niger launched coups saying their need for change of leadership so that they can tackle the jihadists by themselves and their methods. Mali's military government has sought for the assistance of Wagner mercenary to help them fight the Islamic militants. Already, the presence of Wagner has been noticed in the wider region. Nigerian authorities cut off electricity, water to French embassy, this according to reports. The military administration of Niger had cut off water and electricity to French embassy in the capital Niamey with no food deliveries allowed. This according to multiple social media reports last Sunday. The country's leadership has also taken similar action at French consulate in Zinda, more reports says. The president of the National Support Committee for the National Council for Safeguarding of the Country, CNSP, El Issa Hassoun Borema, has asked all partners of French bases in Niger to suspend all water and electricity supply and food products, according to the circulating report. And they have threatened that any partners that continue to help French in the process of supplying goods and services will be considered enemies of the whole people of Niger. The reports came after a two-day deadline given by the military administration to French ambassador to leave the country expired on Sunday. French Foreign Minister Ambassador Sylvain Ait was given 48 hours to leave the country last Friday, as tension has risen in weeks following the ouster of West African nation's democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum. ECOWAS won't allow anyone to insincerely buy time. This according to Tinubu, who is the chairman of the ECOWAS heads of state. According to Tinubu, the consensus of the Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, said they won't allow anyone to insincerely buy time. President Tinubu, while meeting with the U.S. Presidential Envoy and Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Ambassador Mole Fee, said that the war was not beneficial to economic reforms. According to him, we are deep in our attempts to peacefully settle the issue in Niger by leveraging on our diplomatic tools. I continue to hold ECOWAS back despite its readiness for all options in order to exhaust all other remedial mechanisms. War is not ideal for my economic reforms, nor for the region, but the defense of democracy is sacrosanct. The ECOWAS consensus is that we will not allow anyone to insincerely buy time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Bye for now.